Working on this setup is a nightmare for some reason. I honestly don't know why it took me so long, but finally I have figured out how to film this, and let's watch the first episode of Gossip Girl together and talk about it. Why does she have a glass of water on a plate? I mean, I know you need like maybe a coaster or something like that, but this is just a plate, and maybe I'm just not fancy enough to understand that, but it looks funky. Okay, so in their universe, the pandemic also happened, I guess. A lot of shows resort to showing sex scenes as a way to establish what place the relationship is at, and I feel like there's just so many ways that could have been done that would be new. I'm a little bit tired of this. Like, usually it's quite explicit, especially in shows that are on channels like HBO where it's allowed. It's not a big deal, but it's boring and it's kind of overused. Let me know if you think that it's also overused and kind of boring. Okay, so her mom is probably dead, I'm assuming. Her dad is so young.
Ew, what? Go! Don't they have their own entrance or something?
What did she freak out about? I'm not entirely sure. They didn't even run into her or anything like that.
It'd take her a whole month's salary to replace it.
Could you move?
I'm pretty sure that a school like that will have a lot of rules, even if you can bend them and stuff like that, because everybody is so rich in the school. You don't get special treatment that much because everybody is rich, you know? Like, maybe special treatment in that you don't get in a lot of trouble for something, but you wouldn't be talking to your teachers like that just at least for the sake of your own face. It seems a little bit over the top, but okay.
Class of 09, back when we still respected authority.
Oh, so now they don't respect that?
Maybe we should try it?
Why don't they quit? I just...
You're rumpled and...
Interest in the student body. Yours included.
Okay. Yikes. Ew. Aren't they like friends since childhood and stuff like that? And she's dating her guy? Why? Ew.
She enrolled and moved here like some stalker.
Okay, why like some kind of stalker?
What's this?
Power.
I don't know about that. I feel like it's not secure enough to be on Twitter, you know? Okay, let's be real about this. Even if someone would have posted something like this, they would have to do some sort of marketing to get even people who are following Julian and are interested in Julian to pay attention to this. Having no image, no followers whatsoever, it would take a while to pick up. Maybe if they tweeted it under someone who's like a fan of Julian or something, it would kind of pick up a little bit, but just posting it on an empty Twitter page, I feel like they're overestimating how easy it is to get attention to those things, you know? What was that? That smoke was so fake. Why is the smoke so fake? What was the point? They could have just not had that scene of her smoking. What?
You're not just in my chat history anymore, you're actually here.
Okay,
No
so
idea.
they know each other. Okay, so they got the same mom, different dads.
So I'll wave you over to get them for my story, okay? Just like we planned.
She's making everything so much more difficult than it should be. That's a cute like plot twist. They know each other and they're talking and they like each other. But she's doing way too much, to be honest.
She has a headband on.
Okay. Where did they get that the headbands are not in?
It would be nice to have someone to run errands.
That's so weird to say.
Well-
If someone were to say something like that to me, like, oh, sure, it's nice to have somebody to run errands. If I'm not killing you right there and then, I would say that it's a successful day at being really good at conflict resolution, to be honest.
Not even a like.
As if it didn't happen.
Oh, okay. It does make sense that no one saw it, thank God, because it wouldn't make any sense otherwise.
Hello, followers. Gossip Girl here. Gotten away with everything a little too long. Now that I'm back,
That's good, the use of Instagram and tagging and stuff like that. That's more like it than, you know, in the beginning when they were trying with the Twitter thing.
till then,
Okay, well, at least this smoke is real. Okay. All right.
Found yourself at your school, in your friend group.
She invited her. Why is it such a big deal? I don't
Need it.
I like her dress. It suits her.
As for me, I have got very tight plans for the night. A bourbon, couple bumps, a tutto.
Okay, so he's like very similar to Chuck.
What's your number? I'll add you to the group text.
Yeah, too early.
You ever miss coloring outside the lines? Or did you never?
People in this room.
You're 16. Their conversations are so funny to me when you remember that they're supposed to be 16. Oh, by the way, look, there's a butterfly on my finger. Anyway,
This isn't on my plan for the night.
That's my guess, but I think that they're going to be going for basically hijacking Harry Styles' style for this guy. Like they're gonna be dressing him a lot like Harry all the time. That's my prediction for the future. He's a little bit acting like he's a stranger to them. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe he like not a stranger completely, but just kind of like a new guy. Like I don't feel like it just doesn't feel like they're childhood friends. Not because of how like sexual it is, as much as just like they seem very unfamiliar with each other. It seems like they don't know each other that well or didn't have a lot of interactions with each other. It's just like really strange, you know? Alright, girl. No questions asked or anything.
The Upper East Side, scholarships aren't granted. They're gifted.
What is this thing talking about?
We don't lie to each other. Our dads knew. They never would have let her move.
Again,
You could have told.
they're all acting surprised that she's acting like this, and it seems like they don't know each other well, you know, like as if she's just exhibiting this type of behavior and she's never exhibited it before, which is, I mean, an interesting approach to it. I don't know why they would go with that, but
If we get these floors wet, my mom will kill me.
you're that rich, but you can't get your floors wet? Okay.
When we first got together, though, it was totally different. I was way before she got into any of that stuff.
Again, I wish that they would place the stories in college or something like that, because whenever someone says something like when we first got together, it was so different, whatever, I can't help it but remember that they're 16 and it's just, you're young when you're in college, yes, but at least you've had a few years of like maybe you were dating or something like that. But when it's like below 16, it just becomes a little bit ridiculous. I wish it was a little bit more college times.
You won't use these, right?
I don't want to.
Ooh.
Ah, New York. And
The activist and the who? Arrivist? Okay.
Dude, I've been defending your honor all morning.
Defending your honor. You know what? His name is exactly like that guy who played Alex in 13 Reasons Why. Do you remember? I feel like they have the exact same voice.
Nobody's gonna believe that gossip. Zoe's a 14-year-old nobody, and I'm me.
A 14-year-old? Wait, what?
I'm walking the Christopher John Rogers show tomorrow at the Armory.
Tinashe. The soundtrack is good.
I don't like to stick out.
Well, you already do, so.
Yuck. Sir, please don't. Again, they're acting like they just met. Or not just met, but you know what I mean? Like, they don't quite know each other that well.
It's not like...
You're losing followers, okay?
Why would that happen, though? I think that it would be the opposite.
But she'll never want to show her face outside of school again.
Rosalia. Okay. Alright. I'll be immediately happy as soon as I hear Rosalia. I like the camera work. It's pretty good in this show. I mean, a lot better than the first one, but I don't like those looks on the runway. Do they not know that she's still gonna be mad at them because they went behind her back?
drop from A-list to Z. But at least everything is back where it's meant to be.
It looks really fake, but it's still effective. I think it's okay.
You can learn me, or you can leave.
Learn me? That makes no sense, but okay. He's gonna be mad.
I'm gonna get out right
Obi?
here.
You can't just...
Fair enough. He's gonna know something probably.
I had no idea, Dad, really.
Well, now you'll never know.
And knew to be true.
Again?
That bear.
You know you can think about him, right?
Alright, well, thoughts real quick. The camera work is great. The outfits, I've already talked about them before. They're fine. They're not like something that I will remember, but they're not terrible. Hope that they do better. There's a few pieces that really fit them, a few that really didn't. Other than that, it was fine. The story, it's set up pretty well. There's a few things that I like. I don't know how I feel. I don't feel very strongly about it. Let's say it that way. I don't hate it. I don't love it. We'll see how it goes. The camera work really helps with sticking through it, but I got really tired and bored by like 35 minutes in. Once again, a lot of establishing of character through like sex scenes and stuff like that, which really doesn't tell me a lot about them as much as it just tells me a lot about their sex life, and that's it. Which I would just want to see more about their character. Maybe it's just me who's really bored by shows like using the sex scenes to like really convey a message or convey a character, you know, it's really tired. Maybe it's just me. That's how I feel about it. Other than that, meh. My rating is meh. we'll see how it goes. Maybe at the end of the season I'll do a review of the entire styling of everyone, you know, every character, the progression of their styling as well. And maybe at the end I can give you a few more thoughts on the show. So far it's just, let me know how you feel. Maybe you have stronger opinions on it. I really don't. And I'll see you next time with this styling video probably. Unless something else comes up and I'll see you a little bit sooner. Thank you for watching. Bye!